through.
Hello and welcome, my name's Jay Riviera and I'm here playing Overwatch. I've been addicted to this game since it came out, and yeah, I'm going to do some character strategy guides. Kind of a complete guide to characters who are in the game currently. And who better to start off with than Reinhardt. Reinhardt's a tank. He has 300 base health and 200 shields to start. And he is probably the easiest character to pick up and play. He's brilliant for new characters. He allows you to have that survivability on the battlefield, but I'll go into that soon. And he also allows you to gauge the flow of battle. His left mouse button is his rocket hammer attack, which does 75 damage to an enemy in an area of effect. There we go. So we take both of them down with a couple of swings. It does 75 damage per swing. So 2 swings will take out a tracer. 3 swings will take out most heroes, except from tanks. Now his right mouse button. This is a barrier. It brings up a barrier, allowing you to block damage from the enemy. But, as you can see here, it also allows your friendly fire to go through shields. But it will protect allies behind the shield, allowing them to fire towards people. And it's got 2000 health, which is huge. This is why I say Reinhardt allows you to be... Well, it's a very good starting character. It allows you to get used to the flow of battle while being able to survive on the battlefield. Reinhardt's ability is firestrike, which is on a 6-second cooldown, and it does 100 damage. Like you see, these training bots have 200 health. 2 shots will take it out. So it's great for finishing off low health targets. In theory, with the cooldown only being 6 seconds, every time it's off cooldown and you have the ability to drop your shield, you should be utilising it. But this ability does have travel time, so you do want to lead your enemy. So as you watch them, make sure that you're hitting in front of them where they're going, because you will have to wait for it to travel. It does have good distance on it. We could probably hit that other travel buff, training buff from here. Yep. So you should be using this at any range. Double kill. And as you can see, it travels through enemies. So a group of enemies, this will wreck them. Right, Reinhardt's left shift ability is a charge, which pins the enemy, killing them. It deals 50 damage to the initial strike. And then if you pin them against a wall, it does an extra 300 damage, which will kill pretty much any target except from a tank. So let's see if I can line up, say, a double charge here. Wait for it, wait for it. Now. No. So... There we go. One thing to be aware of is if you charge and there is a fence and you think you're going to pin on the fence, you will not. You will go straight through the fence and it will kill you and the guy who you got pinned. So it is risk versus reward, because personally, on attack, I would do this trade because it takes the defender a lot longer to get back to the fight than it does for Reinhardt himself. So pinning, taking them off the edge is absolutely fine as long as you're going to be back before them. Reinhardt's ultimate is the Earthshatter. What this does is it causes a cone in front of you, which will immobilize, well, stun the enemy. I think it's a 2-second stun, which allows you to get in and cause damage, but it does only cause 50 damage per enemy, so it's not really a damaging ultimate. It is just there to be able to deal damage afterwards. It allows your team to go in hard. You can hit multiple targets with this, allowing you to go in, dealing damage and taking out most of the squishies. Using this on a tank will not really do you much good unless it's like a really difficult tank to deal with. You do that, you hit your charge, and you might end up killing them. But yeah, that's pretty much the description of Reinhardt. And now I'll show you where he's most effective. So, Reinhardt fits in any team whatsoever, in my opinion. Nobody's going to be upset about having a big old shield to shoot through. This is why I find he's one of the best players for best characters for new players. But, me personally, Temple of Anubis is his battleground. This choke point here, he can get all up in it, hold it. Probably more want to hold this side than this side, because if an enemy does get through here, you have your defenses up there holding the position. But if an enemy does get through this way, they've got a pretty good way to get around and flank that nest of bastions and tourbillons that you've got going there. So yeah, I do prefer to protect this channel, but doing both at the same time, but mainly stopping anybody getting down this area is your best bet. And what's great about being on defense here is if somebody does try to fast cap the point, you can turn, just shift in, get onto the point straight away. Your charge will take you from that choke point to the capture point, and it will do the same back as well if you miss that. But yeah, you can take a wide angle round and get right back here, shield up with Reinhardt. And then again, on offense, is brilliant for sneaking people down that left channel. You can keep your full shield, allow people into that doorway, which if you've got, say, a Pharah or a Widowmaker, they can get up through that window, which allows them to come out here, which means they can get to the quick capture. They can flank this nest of turrets here, which a Pharah is absolutely brilliant at. So yeah, and like I say, if you get to that point, you can just shift in and get straight to the capture, forcing the enemy to turn round, not think about you, not think about the choke point and have to focus on you. Yes, you may die, but a few of your allies will get through that choke point. I keep missing that. But yeah, now we'll go down to the next area. That's how he's good on attack and defense in this map. That choke point is his domain. So yeah, on defense here, you're excellent at holding this. If you've got somebody holding that flank and holding, well, the only way they can really get in is if they can go over the wall, but the mobility is quite a struggle, or they've got to come under this bridge. So if you've got somebody holding that choke point, that flank, then you can get decent cover for the rest of your team between these two pillars, allowing them to shoot through you and basically take out the enemy. All of the time you can charge, aim for this pillar, and hopefully catch anybody who's coming. You don't particularly want to go any further because that will kill you, but if you hit this pillar, shield, you get to here and you're pretty much safe unless you're being flanked. So he's always a good person to have on attack and defense on Temple of Anubis. And again, if you're coming in on attack, you can charge somebody into this room, turn round. If your ultimate's charged, run, drop the hammer, and you're going to take the attention off that choke point. Yeah, so that's one of the best places for Reinhardt. Temple of Anubis is his playground. If you don't have him on your team, you know you're missing a few tricks. But yeah, let's head off to another. Another position where Reinhardt is excellent is King's Row on offense and defense, I would say. Like, on defense he's not as good, but he can protect this whole channel, allowing your tourbillons, turrets here, or bastions in there, and allowing just people generally to do a lot of DPS to this corridor. You can also like fire off down there, hold this position, stop people from getting round. But where he's best is on offense at this point. Being able to allow, when he's standing here, being able to allow your flankers down into this building without taking massive damage. It means they can get to this point and like take out anybody who's in that room, take round this flank, take out any snipers waiting here or over there. Plus, if it comes to it, he can charge to the point, pin someone against the wall, and take the attention away from that choke point, which once again allows your team that little bit of freedom to maybe get their way through, get onto this side over here and support you without the trouble of that room over there. As well, sitting here, if somebody overextends, you can charge them into this back point. All you've got to worry about is that room, and then you can head up onto the flank. You know, an unsuspecting Hanzo, couple of shots and he's dead there. You can fire down off the point, protect your aim like a McCree who comes with you. So yeah, that is another point in where Reinhardt is excellent to play. A map that I love to play Reinhardt on is Numbani. I prefer to play him on attack than defense. Like, if you're playing him on defense here, there is far too many hard flanks where he's not going to be very useful. They can come down this room here, get behind your shield, take you out. Come down this channel, get behind your shield, take you out. There's just far too many hard flanks. Look, if somebody's up there, a Junkrat can throw his bomb behind your shield, shoot you right down this street, and you're in the middle of the shit. So I'm not over keen on him on offense in this. I would much prefer to say have a Roadhog or a Winston. But when he's playing on offense, he can become a very good target for focus fire, which allows your allies to take those heavy flanks. Plus, if I just make my way around here, if the enemy isn't actually focusing you or doesn't know that you're here, you can charge, take anybody out if you get onto the heavy flank. I love playing Reinhardt as a disruptive tank and getting into positions where people don't know you are there. Like, you can come here, charge down this, slam somebody into that, and then you're completely out of the fight. You've taken an enemy out of the fight, and the enemies have to choose whether to focus you or focus the corridor down here, which gives your allies a little bit space to come and offend this point. And when you are travelling with the payload on offense, when you're doing payloads, Reinhardt is excellent. But when it comes to this point, this can be quite a difficult place to get the payload through. So I love to take the flank here, drop in behind, charge somebody into this room, slam them down, and I've actually coordinated once or twice to have like a Reaper here with his ultimate, slam somebody into that room. The whole team comes from defending this point to charging into here. The Reaper popped out, death blossomed, and we wiped a whole team. It was absolutely amazing. But yeah, these are a couple of points on Numbani which I think Reinhardt's excellent to play. Also as well, like, it's the same thing. You take this flank here, but instead of heading down that way out of the door, you come down this way. While the full team is thinking in there, charge somebody straight into this wall. And the team has to decide whether to focus you or to focus the rest of your team. Yeah, so that's another position where I love to play Reinhardt. Right, so in my opinion there is only two ways really to play Reinhardt. There is probably more ways, but these are the two ways that I like to play him. The first way is the objective defender, where your priority is to be on that objective, keep that objective moving, and make sure that it's not contested. The second one is the disruptive flanker, which I will show you some of the examples of later. As you can see, we are heading straight out the door. The shields are going straight up just to protect the rest of the team that's coming out with it. We'll see Hanzo on the left hand side. Know he's going to position to get a better shot, so we fire out a firestrike. We see people up on the top there as well. We fire a firestrike out there just to let the team know that there is people up there, and we charge the turret, knowing that the turret's going to stop with. It allows our team to do a bit damage, and we do cover them while they take the turret down. So let's get on to the first choke. On Dorado, this is the hardest part to pass through. If a team has good defense, they will be able to contest the payload all the way from here. As you see, we do get pinned here, which is fine, but we also get flanked heavily from Soldier 76, which he does an excellent job to get dead here. But our mindset is, let's get back to that payload. Let's get straight back with the team. Make sure that that payload's moving. As you can see up the top, it is contested. It's not moving very far. Sorry about that. And the bro shield goes down here. So I know that the rest of the team is wanting to go in. So I will just pause it right here. What you see is we have a few people on payload, but it is contested. As you can see in the background, you have a Hanzo. linked with a Mercy who's given him a damage boost, and you have the Reinhardt with his shield up, and we've just heard Molten Core be called, which means we are going in with a Tourbillon turret that's going to be buffed. But Tourbillon's trying to get set up. He's hit that Molten Core so that he can actually get the turret up to a higher level. So yeah, I'll unpause it here and I'll show you what happens. We head behind the objective, poke out, hit a fire strike, see if we can take anybody down, and then we charge a tank. The reason we are charging the tank is because he is the one who is contesting the payload mainly. Now they're focusing me and the payload starts moving again. I am going to die here, but it was for getting through that choke point. As you could see there, I'll just pause it again here as we switch to another clip. As you could see at the end of that bit, the payload had moved all the way up to the fountain by the time that they took me down. So yeah, we are on to the second part of Dorado, and we've just had the bro shield dropped. So once again, we are going to stop them from contesting, push them back, force them back with our prowess, really. And we are going to charge a tank here again. We do kill Mercy on the way, but we want to get that tank completely out of the situation, allowing the rest of the team to push the squishies back, or even kill them if needs be. Once we take out the tank, we are heading straight back to the objective to try to push it. We've got 4 people pushing the objective, and we don't want that Tourbillon setting up. So first things first, we skip over and get rid of him before he can set up a turret in that corner. So yeah, we are chasing here, and we shouldn't have really been. But if we had been on the objective, Hanzo would have ruined her. As you can see, once again, I am just going in, giving the rest of my team space to move that payload. They decide not to actually sit on the payload, and we do get taken down. And as you can see, Mercy raises the rest of her team. But yeah, this is the way that me personally, like to play Reinhardt. If I'm like solo tank and single heal, this is the way that I normally like to play it. Sit on the objective. If the enemy team comes in to contest the objective, move that tank off. Allow the rest of your team to take down those squishies and give them a better chance at moving that payload. We do actually change from this point to Winston, because on Dorado, Reinhardt isn't very good at this end bit. Right, I'm going to start this paused. This is the other way that I like to play Reinhardt. I like to play as like a disruptive flanker. So you get yourselves into a position where the enemy team don't know you're there. You charge into them, taking out one of their priority targets, and then just try to do as much damage as you can. As you can see, we have a I think it was a 6-man pre-made. I think it was a full pre-made team. We have a Roadhog and a Mercy on the point there. We have a Tracer on the right side, and we have a McCree going around the flank on the left. We also have a Farah kicking about, dropping in shots here and there. So yeah, I'll just play this and show you how it plays out. So I decide they've got the point. I could charge in there, but I'll head around with the McCree, try to give him some protection, and I'll just pause it here. As you can see, the McCree's trying to get into a good position. We can see the Mercy there, and there is 4 people on the point. So we have our Tracer, our Roadhog, our Farah, and our Mercy are all on the point. So they are going to start to try to take her down. As you can see, Mercy's coming out here. She's not going to be alone. Mercy's never going to be alone. She would never offend the point while by herself. So we charge in straight away, taking down the soldier, taking down the Mercy, and then chase this Bastion down and deal with him as well. As you'll find, I do spend a lot of the time in this match on fire. So yeah, we'll skip to the second thingy here. We have a, I'll just pause it. As you can see there, you have a Bastion sieged up, and he's not focusing on us at all. So you've got a Bastion, a Winston with his shield down, a Torbjorn turret is in the middle. So we want to give our team a little bit of space to deal with some of the harder targets to kill, while allowing them to have that time by dealing with this Bastion. So as you can see, we come out and our first priority is get rid of that Bastion. Now we're in the back lines, a little bit vulnerable, so we back up a bit. And my first thought is, right, let's get back onto the flanks. Let's disrupt this team. Because I've got a pre-made with us, I can kind of get away with this. We chose Mercy so that I could get away with a hell of a lot more with the revive. And you will see during this clip how much I can get away with. As you see, I died to the Junkrat there, but Mercy reses us. And if you listen out, you'll hear that their Mercy hits her res. We see that Bastion, we do not want him to get a chance to get sieged up. So we automatically charge him. We drop our hammer, start hitting some people, take out the Junkrat, and we should have done better here, but we chase down the Torbjorn and miss him. I'm going to just pause it here. As you can see, there is a Bastion sieged up in that doorway. This is our main priority at this point in time. He is stopping the rest of our team from getting on that payload, and we need to disrupt him. So, what's going to be the best way to do it? He starts chipping away at his shield. If we walk straight at him, we're not going to get anywhere near him. So we head off, round the side, and we see the rest of the team. Charge in, move the Winston away from the squishies, and start pounding into the Bastion. We deal with him pretty easily. I wait for the shield to drop, but I don't actually hit anybody with this. I don't know if it was the cactus that blocked it, or... But yeah, we get revived. I see this as an extra life, really. So we just charge in, start heading back, and it takes 3 of their people out of the battle for a little bit. Winston heads off. I try to charge the soldier here, but to no avail. I'm going to pause it here, and this is like a huge point of this strategy. Predicting people's movements. You will see in a couple of seconds a Junkrat pops across that doorway. Well, my first thought is that Junkrat's seen me. I've seen him. He's popped out of our vision. He's definitely going to come back and start trying to deal with us. So if I start my charge, that should catch him as he comes through the doorway. As you will see right here, he leaves, he pops back to try to deal with her, and we take down the Mercy as well. So yeah, she did res, so we actually chase the Junkrat, get trapped, and we end up dying here. But like I say, Mercy allows you to get away with a hell of a lot more bullshit. So we see that there's just the 2 targets. We head off, pin the soldier against the wall, come round the back, and think, right, okay, drop our hammer. We take out the Junkrat and get in position to defend the rest of the team. Bastion suicides for some reason, but we completely miss our charge. But we don't want him to get sieged up, so we chase him down, keep swinging with his hammer. There's no way he's going to DPS go down when he's not in siege mode. We hear the Junkrat ultimate, so we'll block that with the shield, and then you hear Soldier kick his ultimate. Our first thought there was get that auto aim, like aimbot, out of the way for the rest of the team. We head in here, get killed once again, but Mercy's there to pick her up again. Limitless was doing an excellent job in this video. So we try to charge Winston there, doesn't really work. We see the soldier start heading round the outside, and we see the res. So our first thought, charge that res. You know, this is what you want to be doing. You want to be just completely disrupting the enemy team, so they're not paying attention to you. You charge into them, hopefully take out one of their priority targets. Like in this incident, I was after Soldier 76, the Mercy, which would be an excellent charge, the Bastion, and the Junkrat. They were the 4 people who I was really trying to charge, because the rest weren't really too much of a problem to us. But yeah, these are the 2 ways that I like to play Reinhardt. As you could see, that way was a hell of a lot more fun for me, but the other way is better for the team. Playing the disruptive flanker is normally only better when you do have that pre-made and you do have that second tank, maybe even a second support as well, because you're pretty much playing damage. But yeah, them are the 2 ways that me personally like to play Reinhardt. Right, I won't be going into a full who counters Reinhardt and who Reinhardt you can exploit against Reinhardt, because the way Blizzard develop games, they're always doing patches, they're always trying to balance heroes, you know, so it will always really change who's good against who. But one thing that will never change with Reinhardt is his ability to deal with immobile targets. He can deal with Bastions pretty easily if he's not being focused by them. So this is something that's never going to change. You know, they're not going to change Bastion's mechanics. They are not going to change Reinhardt's mechanics. So this will always be in the game. But yeah, he's excellent at dealing with sieged up enemies. There's a bunch of different hero combinations that work really well with Reinhardt, and like May is an excellent one. She can sit behind his shield, constantly be blasting out an ice gun, freezing enemies in front of him and allowing him to take them down with his hammer. Plus her Blizzard ultimate and his Earthshatter ultimate can keep a team locked down for a decent amount of time. But I'm not going to go into all of the combos that you can do, because everybody can combo with everybody else. But one of my favourites, that's what I'll be going into. One of my favourites is in this example here. You have the Bro Shield from Lucio, allowing us to stay in there a bit longer, do a bit more damage, and I think it eventually gets worked to the point where we can completely contest the point and take the victory in this match. But yeah, that's one of my favourites. There's many others, like his Earthshatter, Interferers, Rocket Barrage, but this is one of my personal favourites. Thank you for watching my Reinhardt guide. These are just my opinions. This is like how I like to play the character, where I like to play the character, what I find to be more fun while I'm playing the character. And yeah, I really do hope that this has helped some new players get a bit more of a grips on Reinhardt. And if it did help, please do drop a like, because this is going to be the way that I do gauge whether I do the other 20 characters that are currently in Overwatch. Plus it also helps out with the channel. But yeah, thank you for watching. I really do hope that this has helped some people. Stay hidden, and I'll see you next time. Cheers. Bye.